as old as time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly.
Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, today we're jumping into this timeless fairy tale and we're going to be learning a ton of advanced English expressions that natives use every single day. In fact, in the song, we just saw a couple, like tale, which is a story, especially one that's been passed down through generations, and barely, which means only just, by the smallest of margins. Barely even friends means that they're not quite friends yet, just on the edge of friendship. Before we get started, I want to give you a pro tip. Don't just watch this lesson, experience it on the Real Life English app. Let me give you 4 big reasons why. So first, you get vocabulary flashcards and writing exercises that use intelligent technology so that you remember expressions like barely and tail forever. No more forgetting in just hours or even minutes. Second, you get an interactive transcript. Simply tap any word that you don't understand and boom, instant definition. No more pausing to look things up. Third, you get an ad-free experience, not like here on YouTube where you're getting annoyed all the time by products that you don't really want to buy and that won't really help you like the app will. And finally, you can practice your speaking and discover other cultures in the global speak. And don't just take my word for it. See for yourself why the app already has over 2 million downloads and tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. You can get instant access to this premium lesson with Beauty and the Beast in the app for free right now by tapping the link down in the description from your phone. So in the first scene, we get the backstory of how exactly the Beast and his magical castle came to be. Let's jump in.
Once upon a time in the hidden heart of France, a handsome young prince lived in a beautiful castle. Then one night, an unexpected intruder arrived at the castle, seeking shelter from the bitter storm. As a gift, she offered the prince a single rose. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince turned the woman away. But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances. For beauty is found within. The prince begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. For she had seen that there was no love in his heart. As punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there.
The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose. If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time.
So now we know how it all began, how the prince became cursed and transformed into a fearsome beast. But quickly, let's jump back to the song that we saw at the beginning, which has the same name as the movie, Beauty and the Beast.
Then somebody bends unexpectedly.
So this phrase suggests that a person who was once rigid, guarded, or emotionally closed off suddenly becomes flexible or vulnerable. It implies a moment of softening, and it's unexpected, meaning it's sudden, not gradual. Now we'll move on to the background story.
Then one night, an unexpected intruder arrived at the castle, seeking shelter from the bitter storm.
So this old woman that suddenly appeared at the party is called an intruder. That's someone who enters a place without permission or invitation. Next, to seek is to search or look for something. But what exactly do you think she was looking for? What's shelter? Food and water? Protection? A room for rent? Right, so to seek shelter means to look for protection from bad weather or danger. People seek shelter during storms, earthquakes, or other emergencies. You want to improve your speaking and sound more natural, right? Then let's practice some connected speech. That's how we natives cut, reduce, and link our words together in fluent speech. Let's come back to this line that is famous to start any fairy tale.
Once upon a time in the hidden heart of France.
Did you notice how she pronounced this? She didn't say a robotic once upon a time like you might have learned in school. She connected everything smoothly and fluently. Let's break down the pattern that repeats itself twice here. The U sound in upon is actually the most common sound in English, the schwa, which is pronounced like uh. This reduced sound links to the consonant sound from once, once-a. And let's keep this simple. The same thing happens with the article a. It's also reduced to a schwa, so it's not a, and connects to the previous consonant. So altogether, we get a fluid once upon a time. Once upon a time. Your speaking will only get better by speaking, so now you try to say it just like her.
Once upon a time in the hidden heart of France. Once upon a time. Once upon a time in the hidden heart of France.
Now moving on.
As a gift, she offered the prince a single rose. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince turned the woman away.
Someone with a haggard appearance looks exhausted or worn out, like they've been through something difficult. This might be used to capture a combination of the woman's age and clothes that are old and full of holes. Check out this example.
Severe stress makes women age prematurely because stress causes the DNA in our cells to shrink until they can no longer replicate. So when we're stressed, we look haggard.
Now the prince found the old woman disgusting. He was repulsed by her. That's why he turned her away. This is a phrasal verb meaning to refuse someone entry or reject them. Hey, let me quickly show you those app flashcards that I mentioned earlier firsthand. So let's check out a recent lesson that we made with Snow White. Okay, so if you came to the app, you probably would want to watch the video lesson first, which would be the same lesson that you're getting here, but with an interactive transcript. But just so that we can just focus on the flashcards right now, I'm going to go ahead and activate those flashcards anyway. All right, now we have them activated, so let's click practice. And you can choose however many words that you want to study in that moment. So I'm just going to choose a few just to show you. And you have different options too. You can do either just the flashcard exercises. You can do also writing exercises. You can do both together. And you can study them based on the intelligent technology that we have within the app. Or you can do them like by the ones that you haven't practiced yet, so like only the new ones that you haven't seen, or you can shuffle them, so you're just seeing random flashcards. But let's keep it in the default setting. Okay, so I'm seeing here the first flashcard, and it has a definition here. So to experience difficulty and make very great effort in order to do something. So we're going to assume I've already watched the lesson, right? And so I'm going to think, okay, which expression was that? And you can show an example. So here you have it with like the blanks that can give you a little bit of a clue in case you're not having it. So the example, man, I really blank with getting up early. No matter how many alarms I set, it's a constant battle. Okay, so I'm going to think of my answer. And I'm going to click show answer. Struggle. And you might have actually heard there's audio that goes along with each flashcard, so it can also help you to improve your pronunciation. And then we have these two examples, right? So you're going to think about, okay, did you remember? Did you right away? Did you know that was struggle was the word there? If so, you would say, yes, I've learned this one, which means that I don't need to study it again for a long time. It's pretty stuck in my memory. Sort of like you might click that if you're like, okay, I sort of remembered this word. It's familiar to me. If I hear it, I would know what struggle means, but I couldn't actually recall what it was. No would be like, I didn't at all. I completely forgot this word, so I need to study again really soon. So let's say that one was really difficult. Didn't remember it all, so I'm going to click no. Okay, we have a second one that we can practice with. So very comfortable, elegant, and expensive. The spa offered a experience with its scented oils and soothing music. Can you think of what it is? Let's see the answer.
Luxurious.
Luxurious. very comfortable, elegant, and expensive. You can see another example here. The hotel room, luxurious and spacious, was worth every penny. So let's say that one was a piece of cake. Right away, when I saw the example before, I knew it was luxurious. So I'm going to say yes. Okay, and now we have a different sort of exercise. This is one of our writing exercises. So luckily, we just recently saw what this one was. Do you remember what it was? To experience difficulty and make a very great effort in order to do something. We can see the hint. I've been to understand this article all afternoon. So I remember it was struggle. So I'm going to write that. Awesome. Got it right. So you can see this can be very valuable if you were to start practicing these just 5 or 10 minutes to go along with these lessons that you're watching. It's going to do wonders for you being able to remember these new words and expressions that you're learning. So I highly recommend that you give it a go yourself. And you can try it for free right now with the expressions that we're learning, this Beauty and the Beast lesson. Just tap the link down in the description below and you'll get access right away. Look forward to seeing you over there.
But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances. For beauty is found within.
To be deceived is to be tricked, to believe something that's not true. In this case, the enchantress is using this to warn the prince not to judge people just based on how they look. An idiomatic expression with the same meaning you might hear is, don't judge a book by its cover.
I'll pay triple what you're asking.
You.
Don't judge a book by its cover, milady.
As global citizens, this is a beautiful message for us too. In fact, here at Real Life English, we often like to share the message that no matter what divides us, be that race, gender, sexual orientation, politics, etc., what unites us as human beings is so much greater.
The prince begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. For she had seen that there was no love in his heart.
When you beg for forgiveness, you desperately ask someone to forgive you, usually because you've done something terrible. Now fearful, the prince realized his mistake and regretted turning her away.
As punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there.
Wow, what a fantastic description adjective we have here. Hideous. It means extremely ugly or frightening. What a cruel punishment for the vain prince, right?
The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose.
So this just means that the rose had special magical properties.
If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time.
Now, to break a spell means to end or reverse a magic curse. The only way to break the rose's spell was through true love. Oh man, this poor prince was doomed to remain a beast forever if he couldn't find love. When you're doomed to something, you're destined for a terrible fate that seems impossible to escape. Listen to this example.
So much pain. Oh, yes. To never be with the one you love. Doomed to be with another for eternity.
Later, the beast's luck seems to change when Belle enters the picture. At first, she can't stand his hot temper. He's quick to become angry. However, when she decides to run away from the castle, she gets in trouble. The beast gets injured trying to save her, and she helps take care of him. So while Belle and the beast relationship starts off quite rocky, or not smooth, over time, she sees that he actually has a sweet and charming side, and they start to become closer. Let's watch.
I want to help you. There must be some way to break the curse.
It's not for you to worry about, Lamb. We've made our bed, and we must lie in it.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And
Therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
You know Shakespeare?
I had an expensive education.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play.
Why is that not a surprise?
I'm sorry?
Well, all that heartache and pining and so many better things to read.
Like what?
Well, there are a couple of things in here you could start with. Are you all right?
It's wonderful.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well, if you like it so much, then it's yours.
Have you really read every one of these books?
What? Well, not all of them. Some of them are in Greek.
Was that a joke? Are you making jokes now?
Maybe.
Did you catch that beautiful Shakespeare quote? Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. It perfectly captures the theme of not judging by appearances, which runs throughout the entire story.
I want to help you. There must be some way to break the curse.
So, the same way that we can break a spell, we can also break a curse. Belle is talking about helping to break the curse that turned the beast into his current hideous form, and all the castle's inhabitants into household objects. Next, we hear an amazing idiomatic expression. Listen again.
We've made our bed, and we must lie in it.
So, this is a common idiom meaning you must accept the consequences of your choices and actions. Mrs. Potts is saying they created the situation, and now they have to live with it. For example, here at Real Life English, there's been a couple of situations where we rush too much in hiring someone. And in fact, one of the hardest things that you ever have to do if you own a business is having to fire one of your teammates. This was a situation where I made my bed by not considering close enough the person that I was hiring, and then had to lie in it by letting that person go. How about you? Have you ever had a situation like this? Well, why don't you practice using this expression by sharing your story down in the comments below.
I had an expensive education.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play.
I wanted to point out some advanced pronunciation here. We have two words that aren't pronounced at all how they look. This is why it's so important to trust our ears, not our eyes. First, education. The D is actually pronounced like a J. Education. Education, not education. In actually, the T is pronounced as a Ch. Actually. Actually, not actually. Listen to both lines again and repeat.
I had an expensive education. I had an expensive education. I had an expensive education.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play. Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play. Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play.
Moving on, let's check out the definition of this word. Actually is used to introduce a fact that might be surprising, or to correct a misunderstanding. Belle is sharing that she also loves Shakespeare's plays, and uses actually to emphasize that this might surprise him. Careful. In many languages like Spanish and Portuguese, actually is a false friend. In English, actually does not mean currently. Let's look at a couple examples to clarify this. Currently, I'm working in marketing. This means that at the present moment, I'm working in marketing. Actually, I'm working in marketing. So maybe a new friend thought that you worked in customer service. You could say this to correct them. Or maybe you meet someone and ask what they do. They say, I work in marketing. Like Belle, you could respond, actually, I work in marketing too.
All that heartache and pining and...
Heartache refers to emotional pain, especially from love or loss. For example, if your partner breaks up with you, you'll feel heartache.
Poor Emily. She couldn't have known that Chef will bring her all that drama and heartache. She's a good girl. She deserves to be happy.
Pining, on the other hand, is a formal word meaning longing for someone or something, especially in a sad or melancholic way. It often refers to unrequited love, love that isn't shared by the other person, or missing someone who's far away. All right, let's now look at a final bit of connected speech. Listen closely to the next line.
Well, there are a couple of things in here you could start with.
This phrase is super common, so it's worth you learning the native pronunciation of it. Like we saw earlier, the article a reduces to a. The preposition of is almost always reduced to either just a schwa sound, or schwa plus v, the. When it's just a schwa, it links to the previous consonant. So we don't say couple of, we say coupla. Coupla. Let's put it all together. A couple of things. A couple of things. Now practice it by listening to the beast again and trying to say it just like him.
Well, there are a couple of things in here. Well, there are a couple of things in here. Well, there are a couple of things in here.
Wrapping up the scene, we see Beast's softer side when he makes this cute joke.
Some of them are in Greek.
So let's try to break it down. We can see uncountable books in the Beast library. However, he's claiming he hasn't read some of them not because of the sheer number of books, but rather because some are in a language he doesn't speak. Obviously, there are far too many to read in a lifetime, even if he did speak the language each was written in. So that's the first part of the joke. The other part of the joke is a play on words, likely referring to a common idiom, "It's all Greek to me." This is simply used as a creative way to say, I don't understand it at all. It's like a foreign language to you.
She is quiet, well-mannered, and out for blood. Beth Harmon. Where was I? It's all Greek all of a sudden.
It's okay. I've heard enough.
Notice how their conversation flows from literature to personal connection. The Beast reveals his education and sense of humor, while Belle shows her intelligence and wit. This is exactly how someone bends unexpectedly, like we saw in the song. The Beast gradually becomes more vulnerable and open, which wasn't expected given his fearsome appearance. Alright, I hope that you enjoyed learning with this classic tale, but don't tap away yet. Now is the most important part of the lesson, your test. You will see how much better you understand after all your hard work by watching the scenes again a final time without subtitles. And let's make it a little bit more challenging. I'm also going to be asking you some quiz questions. Let's do this.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly.
What does barely mean in barely even friends? Completely and totally friends. A little bit friends. Not at all friends.
Just a little change. Small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, Beauty and the Beast.
Once upon a time in the hidden heart of France, a handsome young prince lived in a beautiful castle. Then one night, an unexpected intruder arrived at the castle.
Fill in the blank. During our walk, it started raining like crazy, and we had to... During our walk, it started to rain like crazy, and we had to seek shelter.
Seeking shelter from the bitter storm. As a gift, she offered the prince a single rose. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince turned the woman away.
When someone has a haggard appearance, they look beautiful and well-rested, tired and worn out, angry and upset.
But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances. For beauty is found within. The prince begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. For she had seen that there was no love in his heart. As punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell on the castle and all who lived there.
The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose. If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time.
I want to help you. There must be some way to break the curse.
It's not for you to worry about, Lamb.
What's an idiomatic expression you can use to mean that you made a mistake and you need to accept the consequences of it? You've made your bed and you must lie in it.
We've made our bed, and we must lie in it.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And
Therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
You know Shakespeare?
I had an expensive education.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play.
Why is that not a surprise?
I'm sorry?
Well, all that heartache and pining and so many better things to read.
Like what?
Well, there are a couple of things in here you could start with. You all right?
It's wonderful.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well, if you like it so much, then it's yours.
Have you really read every one of these books?
What? Well, not all of them. Some of them are in Greek.
In which of these situations might you say, it's all Greek to me? Reading along terms and conditions when signing up for a service. When someone uses technical or scientific jargon. Accidentally watching a foreign movie without subtitles.
Was that a joke? Are you making jokes now?
Maybe.
So Beauty and the Beast teaches us that true beauty comes from within. And the same is true for language learning. The real beauty of English lies in understanding these deeper expressions and idioms that native speakers use naturally. So remember to practice these expressions with the flashcards on our real-life English app. Simply tap the link down in the description below to get started. And if you enjoy learning with classic Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast, well, we have a ton of them and we're always making more. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell down below so you don't miss a single new one. And also hit that like button because it's a free way that you can support us. And you might want to check out this magical lesson next.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But the lovely maiden I now behold.
Reveal her name.
Lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
Snow White.